Today I'm going to be making a triangle shawl with this yarn. This is continuous weaving and it is a 7-foot wide loom. It is adjustable so you can make a smaller one, but I like to make the larger size, and I weave at a higher tension so once you take it off the loom it is a little bit smaller, and it also pulls in that weave together. Now with continuous weaving you do one continuous piece of thread, versus if you have a traditional loom, you have your warp, that are the threads that go on the loom, and then you weave it with the weft. This is all in one, so you have the warp and the weft all at the same time and use different types of yarn. There are little nails, little pegs on there, and depending on your design or how thick the yarn is or how open of a weave you want to do, you'll decide if you want to do every single peg or if you're going to do every other one. If I'm using a thicker yarn, then I will do every other one. With this particular shawl, I am doing every other one, so it is a bit of a more open weave than with obviously a thinner one. The issue though that I had with this one is I'm using an acrylic yarn. It's a beautiful yarn. It is very, very soft. However, it's a little bit slippery. So with this particular shawl, it does have a lot more movement. However, when you put it on and wear it, it is very warm and it's very comfortable. And I have seen people who will do a knit or a crochet or a woven type materials that do have more of an open weave or an open netting, and that's really kind of how this shawl is. If I were to use this yarn again, I would make a tighter weave with it. So anyway, this is me making this shawl. Like I said, this is a continuous weaving loom and it is 7 foot wide, and once you take it off the loom it does shrink up a bit and it goes down about 3 feet. So from the middle of that loom down to the tip is about 3 feet. So it's really nice and drapes nicely across the back. There's lots of different ways to wear these shawls. They're really, really pretty and you can layer them. So I'm going to go ahead and let you finish watching how I make this shawl. Now, one thing real quick before I forget, with this particular yarn, it is a lot easier to weave with than some of the chenilles or the eyelash or the chunkier yarns. Those like to stick and grab as you're weaving, so it takes longer to do the actual process. But the end result of those is the weave is a much, I guess, a better hold, so everything sticks together better. So that was different with this one. I was able to go much faster with this weave.